Well, how do the chums today, chums? I have some news for you guys out there in the viewerverse, and also some more of my speculation to do with said news. Let's go on over to the scribble pad and let's hit on up the news. So execute the mundo. So the news is there is a sale on PSN. So over on PlayStation, you can see there it's half price until the 27th of October, which takes us up to Halloween. Now, seeing the sale is like the hype train appearing on the departures lounge at a station. Heck yes. And then the next thing that we look for is usually the emoji or the Steam depots to be updated. Well, we've got an emoji from Sean, and it's a worm. And I think that worm could mean infestation. But we'll get to that at a moment, because now the hype train has pulled into the station, because we've got two of the signs that something is on its way, and I'm getting on board, all aboard the hype train. So what do I think is coming in this sort of update based on the worm emoji? Well, I think that simplifies the infestation. Like a worm virus, it's been slowly creeping into our iteration over a number of years, chum. So yes, we've been seeing quite a lot of this infested stuff appearing in our verse. Let's get off the hype train, and we're in an abandoned building. So these are one of the first things that appeared, and we've got all this slime and weird ass consoles and lots of strange stories that sort of allude to a realm of glass or some sort of other dimension full of freaking evil and horrors. Heck yes, chum. So there is a lot of lore to be had at these abandoned sort of buildings. Be sure to hit it up and take a read, because it's the stuff of nightmares, chums. So the first time it was these sort of buildings that appeared. And at the time, when we first got these buildings, it was just the buildings and the lore. Outside of the buildings, there weren't really the whispering eggs and the little creatures that hatch from the eggs and then attack you. Now we have those. They're there. Then we had the Abyss appear, which brought a lot of this sort of slimy evil stuff and one-eyed creatures inside of the Abyss update a few years back. And then we had the Desolation update that brought us derelict freighters that have even more of this sort of slimy stuff appearing upon them inside of our actual verse. And then during Origins and also the Frontiers update, we have seen quite a lot of new planetary biomes, well, this infested nest biome appearing, and it can appear on top of any other planetary type, people. So you can have a lush infested world, you can have a gamma infested world, you can have a frost crystal infested world. You get the freaking drift. It's like it's encroaching into our iterations. So you can see here, I am on a lush infested nest planet right now, chums. And yes, it's like the void is creeping into our verse, and I'm wondering whether upon these nested planets we're also seeing that they've got the boundary failures appearing quite regularly. So right now I'm in an abandoned building right near to a boundary failure on an infested nest planet. Now I am hoping I have put myself in a prime location for this new update. Should we get a new update around October time for Halloween to bring us some more of this sort of infestation into our verse, and I'm wondering whether these boundary failures are going to fire up into life and whether we can actually travel through them. Or if not the boundary failures, perhaps maybe the black holes, because at the moment the black holes don't have really any use, and I don't think people are using them, so Hello Games could repurpose them to give us an entry into the void. But I'm wondering whether the boundary failures, might be the entry point, whereas black holes might be an exit, or vice versa. I'm not too sure, because at the moment there's a lot of lore inside of the abandoned buildings, inside of the actual boundary failures, the traveller's lore. We had the weekend mission lore from previous year, and it all sort of hints at another dimension that has got corrupted water in there and all sorts of weirdness going on, and maybe corrupted travellers. There's a realm of glass. Heck, we even got the void eggs that came from the void, obviously. Void eggs, void ships. Yes, we've got these living ships, and we birthed those into iteration as well. If we aren't getting any of this, then it's really weird that the lore has been alluding this way, and we've seen this void creep actually happening inside of our verse, people. Yes. So there we go, chums. So that's everything that I have for you news-wise and speculation-wise, and I really do hope I've got this right this time. This will be freaking mind-blowing if this update does actually land. But yes, time will tell, because we've got the emoji. There is a sale. I'm watching the Steam depots like a freaking hawk right now, chums. I think it's imminent. I think we might get this hopefully in the next week or so. What do you think? Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.